Please welcome
Professor C.R. Muthukrishnan.
From the introduction, it looks as though I got my job back in IIT.
Conductor Association, a high-profile organization that she has built and also so well in such a short time.
Earlier, she was heading the NASCOM Bangalore. She had also spent some time with Manipal Academy of Higher Education, or popularly known as MAHE.
Business and marketing acumen to make the industry more visible in India and the world. This is quite a challenge in India where all types of high technology activities are bracketed under the catch-all IT umbrella.
She has had a long and successful career and has tried her hand at advertising, marketing, entrepreneurship and in strategy roles. It is ironic that she, who gave up an electronic engineering seat after 12th to pursue a degree in arts, has now come to head a semiconductor industry body. See, you never know what you can become.
And she is Mrs. Purnima Shinoy. Please welcome. IT and BT, and more recently managed to get a government for the state of Karnataka in his role as the Chief Electoral Officer.
And that also so admirably well at a very difficult time in the political history of Karnataka. Recognizes his outstanding talents, Government of India deputed him to Harvard University for a public policy program. Please welcome Mr. M. Vidyashankar. With Mr. Subhash Gopinath to take patience.
Of course, this is the day 9 years back, on 15th September 1999. I just was kind of thinking, who are the people who were there that day? Professor Mahabala was there, Professor Dinesha was there, and I think Murugan was there. Right? These are the only people around who had been there that day. And I still remember that particular day when there was an interesting student from Bihar. So he said that, look, Professor, you don't seem to be teaching many programming languages. You are teaching only one programming language. So I actually told him that, look, the right person to answer that question is Professor Mahabala, but nonetheless I answered the question myself. He said, look, we take pride in telling the world that we teach 0 programming languages. Okay. So, and that student was, typical of student from Bihar, So he just did not give up. For 20 minutes we were arguing. My wife was also there. He said, look, how are you going to manage this crowd? Because the very first day, they seem to be so different and difficult. I said, look, this is the 20th century, right? So it's kind of nice. We have come a long way. And we managed to graduate 1,000 MTech students. Looking back, it looks very interesting. How did we manage? We still don't know, but we seem to have managed reasonably well, thanks to so many people who cooperated. And what we try to do on this foundation day is very simple. Like every institution needs a few functions, because after all, we are educating human beings, we are not educating robots, right? So obviously, in addition to what Professor Muthukrishnan was telling, that we need to find avenues for both sides of the brain. We also need what we call the social space. And one function which they graduate, and in the annals of the history of any academic institution, obviously a convocation, or what in Americans call a commencement function, is something which goes in the annals of the history. To some extent, that's a serious function. Everything has to happen methodically, and we have to ensure that the students get the right degree, and in fact the right student gets the right degree. So on a convocation function, we are all a little tensed up. Never point out a particular time at which something is born. And one of my first batch students put it very nicely. If you measure, okay, somehow it's interesting, from the day of the GO to the day of the 15th September is approximately 275 days. So one is the day of consumption, one is the day of delivery. So we are the delivery day, okay? So 15th September.